So I had somewhat hoped the next time I'd be speaking to you guys, it'd be about the lore and all the juicy directions the story could go in with the finale of this season. But I want to produce today a little discussion on some of the many things that are happening with the game. Turns out there's a lot of news. I know what you're thinking. Wait, didn't we just have a big patch? And then obviously we had the sky scale everyone's been working on. I talked to you in the last video about the inclusion of a new legendary. Well, saddle up. There's now information about the next raid and a few other things. So let's just start with the raid thing, because this is actually quite early and devs have announced it in a really weird way, not exactly filled with ceremony. So check it out on a post on the website about the new attribute selecting that's going on, where the stat system has changed to be based on expansion you have, and things hopefully will be a little bit clearer. They simply said, attribute selectable gear has been updated with new choices in today's release, so this was a couple of days ago. Make sure to check your equipment and reselect attributes for any gear that's been reset. The Key of Ahdashim raid is coming this June, and you don't want to face Kadim unprepared. So, wow, and then they just move on. They don't even talk about it any further. This is actually a really big deal. It's revealed what we've been speculating for a while now in-game, that the next raid is indeed the Hidden City. So check it out. Obviously, the most recent raid was in Lion's Arch, I guess, sort of. We went into the Mystic Forge. We went into the sub-dimension, the pocket reality or whatever. But in Guild Wars 1, we knew another place that was full of Jinn and thrived. That was the Hidden City in Vabi. So in the story of Guild Wars 1 Nightfall, many of the most wealthy princes that ruled over this nature, when faced with the prospect of Nightfall and the collapse of reality, instead of fighting, two of these princes just ran away and hid, and they went to a city buried beneath the sands, a place that was actually hinted in the most recent raid, and they went to try and shy themselves away from the rest of the world. They went there being defended by Jinn that were bound to the place in defense of it. Well, in Guild Wars 2, you can kind of go outside the Hidden City once again. It's now under branded territory. You can see the doorway there, but there's nothing more you can do. Quite recently, we had data mined a slight change in the world map here, and that combined with the lore from the most recent wing, which is now, you know, about half a year old, it definitely seems to signal that that's going to be this place, and the devs have kind of revealed it there quite glibly, even on a blog post. So, yeah, they also quite specifically use this phrase, the Key of Ahdashim, and you might wonder, well, hold on, Key of Ahdashim? Well, in Guild Wars 1, the Key of Ahdashim was actually the name of a Jinn, a character, an NPC we spoke to enter the mission. So why is the whole raid now named after this Jinn? It's kind of a strange thought, isn't it? And I wonder what the devs are going to be going with there. They also then obviously confirmed that Kadim is appearing again. I haven't actually finished doing my recap of the story of the previous wing. We did the first part, but part 2 never came out in the end. I'll be getting back on that, guys, I promise. So those who are following the raid story purely through my delivery of it, don't worry, you'll have the full picture before this comes out. I do very much plan to do a big stream on the raid. We've got more giveaways and everything built up. It's going to be a great time like we did last time, but we might be a bit early for that now. But at the end of that story, yeah, we see Kadim escapes in kind of his shadowy form, and I think it was expected we would fight him once again. So that's going to be really nice, and they say in June. I record this video on June 1st. So when will it be in June? Early June? Late June? Mid-June? You know, I'm not even going to guess. If I remember rightly, my guess for the previous patch was that it would come right at the end of May. And, well, obviously they got it weeks earlier than that. It could mean this thing is very, very close. That would be nice. It would be nice to have the finale, then like 2 weeks of sky scale stuff, straight into the vision trinket, and then straight into a raid where presumably the next legendary ring is coming. It's exciting stuff for the game, so there you have it. Another little thing I did want to talk about, just minor, but there was a blog post on it. In the world of gathering tools, you guys will remember an update a while back now added essentially a Rune and Sigil system to gathering tools. Now, you can't see it here on these because they're just volatile stuff. They're not gem store stuff. But there's a glyph system. You can put upgrade slots, like sigils go in weapon, glyphs go in gathering tools. Now, you may not remember that this came into the game. There's been a few interesting glyphs, like glyphs that make you harvest really fast. That's the one of industry. It's the most expensive. They tend to be quite pricey on the TP. In fact, we can look at one here. There's one that gives you super speed after gathering. This one here, the Glyph of Flight. You notice they're pretty pricey, but there is a new one in the game now. It's not on the trading post yet because the only way to get it is through a new gem store gathering item that looks like a baby sky scale. It's called the Glyph of Reaping, and it AoE gathers. Now that's huge. It doesn't just AoE gather, but it AoE gathers at 900 range, which is massive, okay? And the reason why is because it's a 900 radius. So my Ghastly Claws here on Necromancer, this is a 900 range skill. Currently, I am in range to cast that. That's about 900 range away on this Mist Warrior over there. He's in 900. Now imagine a circle all the way around me at that distance. That's the distance at which you can AoE gather. Really incredible. It means most gathering spots where there's lots of things clustered together, like the potatoes in Metrica Province, or all the flax below Jacket Itzel, the home instant stuff if you've got particularly full one. It's really, really good. I think a lot of people are expecting it to appear in Black Lion chests soon, hopefully, but we're really not to know just yet. Fingers crossed. Next thing I want to talk about as well, let's head to Lion's Arch, is the Mystic Forge. Now, I missed this, and I'm really sad to say I missed it, but a few updates. I alluded to them in my previous video. I can now give you the greater details. First of all, a lot of that old data mined Mystic Forge audio between Miani and Zomoros apparently has actually now been implemented. I haven't heard it myself, but if you guys don't know the story of this, I described it in full on my raid coverage. I described it in full on the Let's Play as well. That Shaman has an amazing video showing it off. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out. But the devs had basically voice acted some conversations between Miani and Zomoros, but just never put them in. And apparently on this patch, they've been added. But there was a full-on event going on here at Lion's Arch 2. Again, it was in the earlier hours of one of the recent releases where essentially players were throwing Mithril into the Forge to push event progress, wondering what would happen. And when the event finished, well, it just seemed to reset. And so people threw more Mithril in, and then it reset, and people threw more in, and it reset over and over and over again. Only, for it to turn out this special new event that had been added was bugged. Not all is vain, though. The devs do have an update from us. Here's Ruby on the forums. She says, "Hi, everyone. We kicked off an event that asked players to donate Mithril near the Lion's Arch Mystic Forge. We wanted this to be a mystery for players to discover, but unfortunately, the event completion was bugged, and the outcome and reward were not clear." Okay, so people just threw tons of Mithril into this, just drained the economy. As a community, I think it was Mithril anyway. As a community, your donations have unlocked a new item combination possibility in the Mystic Forge. You'll need to discover the exact combination of items for yourself, but anyone can use it to obtain a new, unique pistol skin called True Metal. So, the devs are going with a new thing to actually unlock new stuff in the Forge now. I mentioned on my previous video, I think this is a great technique and a great system for the game that I'm happy to see they're indulging more in since those earlier Living World days. She says this was just the first in a series of events that will go live periodically over the next few weeks. Each will, when successfully completed, unlock a new possible combination of items, which will then reward a new unique weapon skin when placed into the Forge. For the achievement hunters among you, you'll be able to earn related achievements throughout the event series, so don't worry if you don't get it the first time, you'll have more chances. And that's me. I want the achievements and I missed it the first time, so really try and keep an eye out for this, guys. That's kind of the true Living World Season 1 style thing that they're hitting on there. I think that's really nice, and I wonder whether these are essentially going to lead us into the new raid. I know the new raid is not to do with the Mystic Forge anymore necessarily, but it might be to do with Zomoros, and maybe at the end of the last one of these, Zomoros will come out and he'll say, all right, let's go hunt Kadim down or something. I don't know. They can find a way, right? So that's pretty nice. Continuing on, there's Meta Event Madness. Now, we've talked about this already. They are introducing the concept of a new thing, week-long events. A bit like the Guild Wars 1 weekend events. As I said, you've got current events, you've got Living World releases, and now there's going to be these. We already had one, and it had its ups and downs. That was going through the Corteria world bosses. Here's the second one, Meta Event Rush. They have full details now. Priory scholars have long debated the merits of various schools of magic. One rises above the rest in efficacy, impact, and ease of use. The power of friendship. Exhaustive studies suggest that if we all believe in each other and work together, we can accomplish incredible things. Let's test our hypothesis. From June 4th, so just a couple of days away, to June 11th, participate in specific meta events to earn several bonus boxes of goods. Completing those events will also contribute to a tiered community goal. Each time the participants reach a goal, they will receive rewards for that tier, and a new tier will unlock. So keep an eye on the event tracker in-game to see how close you are to the next tier. So we already saw this kind of community thing going on with the Mystic Forge. They talked about this. They said they were going to do outside the box ideas. One of them was to remove like the daily cap. That's not what they've gone with, but they've done this community event style thing. What I think this will mean, guys, is when we log in and we look at the top right, we're going to see in orange like a progress meter. Hopefully something we can mouse over. We've seen they've done quite clever things with the user interface in the top right several times recently. And yeah, in addition to the bonus boxes of goods, which hopefully feel worthwhile, here's what the community will go for. And I think the idea is you want to do something before tier 1 ends, otherwise you'll miss out on the tier 1 rewards, and then you want to do something before tier 2 ends, and then tier 3. And because it's a community reward with like a fluctuating time scale of how long it takes these things to be done, who knows when they will end. That's kind of a way, I think, to get players to really keenly watch the game, because you don't want to miss out, but you don't know how long you're going to have to do each thing. Could be frustrating to some, I guess we'll see. But tier 1 is 5 guild gold from kill banners. We've got 3 celebration boosters and a thimble of liquid karma. So this top reward's quite interesting. If we get that, tier 2, the rewards get a bit better. 3 celebration boosters, gathering and swiftness banners, thimbles of liquid karma, packed scout mapping materials. This is not the first time I think those have been in the game, but I don't often remember using those. Then we get tier 3, karma and experience boosters, celebration boosters, karma, 5 trays of omnom berries. Now, note, those are trays. So what's probably going to happen is all over Tyria, as soon as tier 3 is done, you're going to see people spamming these, because that's 5 per player. And all they have to do is a little bit to contribute to this. So you're going to see hundreds of them. And they'll be all over the landscape where we're doing these meta events. It'll be interesting. Because don't forget, omnom berries is what? Magic find and gold find. Then tier 4 is more banners, more celebration boosters, more karma, 10 bonus boxes of goods. Now, that's 10 of the boxes that we already would have been getting just from doing the events for ourselves. And finally, they've got a T5 set up, which is hero banners, celebration boosters, and an endless bonus box tonic. Now, I actually think if I go in-game into my novelties, I believe just today, or yesterday actually, let me type bonus. I already saw this in-game. It says endless bonus box tonic, and it turns you into a treasure box. I don't actually know where this comes from. Is this recently implemented in preparation of the event, or am I just completely clueless? Admittedly, I haven't wikied it yet, but that's definitely a thing that we'll be getting at the end of this event if you were even remotely interested in it. So then there's just the matter of what meta events will we be doing. We already did a lot of meta events when we were killing world bosses. I mean, they're almost the same. So how's this event different? Well, check it out. They say join forces to tackle the following meta events. Eligible Path of Fire meta events will be updated with gameplay adjustments, so jump in and try them out. Well, we already had updates to the gameplay, so maybe this was written sort of out of sync. But look, you've got a bit of Corteria. You've got the cathedrals in Ore. You've got Ascalon in, I believe this is Diessa. Defeat the Fire Shaman and his minions. Oh, maybe this isn't Diessa, actually. This is probably the Iron Marches one, where we go north up there and you hang out with a lot of female char. Next, we've got the Maguma Wastes with the Vine Wrath. So, Vine Tooth is going to be a thing, and for that, a lot of people will be doing Silver Wastes anyway. And I think you'll see a lot of people are going to be there. Moving over to Heart of Thorns in the Maguma Jungle, they didn't do Nighttime VB, and they didn't do Tyria, but they did do the Geraint, and they did do Morgemoth. Not sure why their decisions were as they were there. You might argue it's because, oh, they want the timers to sync up and stuff. But hold on, we just had Vine Wrath, which will be all over the shop. And then Path of Fire, pretty much all the big ones. Serpent's Ire, the Maws of Torment, the Path to Ascension, and the Casino Blitz. They're all going to be there. I pretty much wake up every morning right now and do a Casino Blitz. I even share that with you guys. I do a stream while we do it. So, you know, I'm at least going to be getting credit for these every day as it goes through. I don't know about landing on each tier, but that's the way that they've structured this week-long event, and we'll see how they go. One final extra little bit. That's not all. There is another thing. Over on the forums, we have a post from the devs. You guys can pause the video if you'd like to see, but explaining that there is a new weapon set coming to the game for PvP and World vs. World. Now, it begins to drop this summer. We're at the start of June. I kind of consider us to be reaching summer now, right? But apparently, that will be coming whenever. I'm looking forward to that. Last year, we had Obsidian stuff flowing in slowly and steadily, and I had a blast working on Ascended Shards of Glory to get that and keep on top of it. I was very proud to be one of like 14 people to finish the whole set when it immediately came out, and I'll probably greedily consume these as well. I've got thousands of currency now sitting around that I haven't been able to spend, so hopefully they make it cost a lot, and you know, we can have some real prestige going on for these formats, which I think is lacking a little bit. Maybe not World vs. World, because they've still got that armor, which is insane to get, but still. So there you you have it, guys. That's a lot of stuff that's going on with Tyria. Again, I do want to catch you up very soon with some story stuff, so stay tuned for that. And also, I think we'll have another clips compilation coming up very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy. Have a great evening, and I'll see you very shortly.